Welcome everyone to the Music and Mic tonight, sponsored by the Festival of Words. Our featured performer tonight is is who? You can cut that out, don't worry about it. Agnes Courville. It's not on here, by the way. Originally from Lyon, France, Courville is a writer and singer. She has taught in French immersion programs in Louisiana for 18 years, presently at Park Vista. She is an advocate for animal rights, nature, and civil rights. You may see Agnes at local Zydeco performances, kicking up her cowgirl heels, celebrating the local culture that she adores. Courville lives in Opelousas. Tonight she will sing songs in French and English, always with style. Her compliments tonight is John Romano. Please welcome Agnes and John.
Well, bonsoir. Good night, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Patrice. And thank you, Festival of Words. So I would like first to explain a little bit what I'm doing and how I started to write. As a teacher, I just, first of all, I am a public school teacher, and we have to do a lot of testing. And I realized that the kids don't get smarter because they have to take standardized tests. So I am a little bit against it. But I have to go with the flow if I want to keep my job. So what I do most of the time for them to remember facts, I write little songs. And I would like to, so I work in French immersion, so I have a couple of them that I use in my classroom. So it's how I started. First of all, when I want, like, let's say I have an example with the water cycle, and talking about resources, water resources. I check on Google and I try to find if there is a song that I like, and if I don't, I just write the songs, I write the lyrics. And it's how it goes for my water cycle and water resources. So the title is La Petite Goutte d'eau. It's a cappella. Moi la petite goutte d'eau qui sort de vos tuyaux, donnez-moi la parole car la vie me rend folle. Moi la petite goutte d'eau qui sort de vos tuyaux, il faut me protéger car ma vie est en danger. So this is what it says. It's a little drop of water, means a little drop of water coming out of your pipes. Give me the floor. I have a say because my life makes me mad. Me the little drop of water coming out of your pipes, I must be protected because I am in danger. Sometimes kids get it for granted. They have water coming out of the sink and they're like, oh, that's fine, it comes from somewhere. So you have to explain it, and when they sing it and you talk about just a drop of water, and you explain that drop of water, all the water cycle, where it goes, and about salt water and groundwater and drinking water, that maybe in 20-25 years some places won't have drinking water anymore. So they think about it, and when they sing it's fun. They are 10, 11 years old, and so they talk to each other while they are singing and having fun. So for me, songs and skit, it's my teaching style, and so they like it. This is another one about the Erie Canal, because teaching about the Erie Canal, I teach science and social studies, is not always fun, so it can be boring. So this one I found the lyrics online, and it was in 1903. That they created that song, but I modified it a little bit. This is how it goes, and it's in English. That one is only in English. I've got an old mule and her name is Sal. 15 years on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker and a good old pal. 15 years on the Erie Canal. We've hauled some barges an all day, filled with lumber, coal and hay, and every inch on the way we know, from Albany to Buffalo. So it teaches them about the cities. It's teaching them that it took 15 years, so they have to remember some facts, and through the songs it helps. So that's it for my songs for school. And you have just 2 samples. I have more. I also created I teach a remedial class in math, and I created a little bit of a song also to memorize the metric system, because only in the United States we are not using the metric system, so they are having really difficulties to transfer, and so I'm creating a song also in math, but I'm not going to teach you that one. So lately I've been involved in animal rights and civil rights. And as I write short stories, and as I was writing a story for me, driving, because some of you may know I lost my driver's license for many years due to my eyesight. And so I was like, it's annoying because you depend on people, and one day I was frustrated, so I wanted to write down, and I wrote my story, and I wanted to write a song about it. And I was like, this is so boring, people are gonna be like, oh, what's that song about? So I was in the car and trying to drive, and I was scared because I couldn't see. And then I heard about the Green Book. I'm teaching social studies also, and I've been teaching my kids during the Black History Month. Every day I show a picture and I ask them to think what it is. I showed them the Peters Bridge and they didn't know what it was, so they were asking each other, and I had a fundraiser online and I bought Chromebooks, so I told them you cannot Google it now, you have to try and find out. So they have to figure out, and then after they do their research. So one day I put on my smartboard a picture of the Green Book and asked them what it was, so they were asking each other questions and they couldn't figure out what it was. And then came to my mind that I should have written the song from the story that I was writing, driving and having fear about driving. So I tried to figure out who came up with the Green Book, because we have to teach it as social studies. I'm teaching the Civil Wars, the Civil Rights Movement, but it's like half a page in my book. So of course I go further. So I did a research and I found out that the Green Book, the author, his name was Victor Hugo, which is a French poet. So Victor Hugo Green was named after the French poet because his parents really loved poetry, so he was educated in a way, and so they named him Victor Hugo. So for you who don't know, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Green Book. The middle of the 20th century was a golden age for road travel in the United States. Cars had become cheap and spacious enough to carry families comfortably hundreds of miles. So the interstate highway system had started to connect the country's smaller roads to a vast nationwide network. Finally, tourists and also African Americans could make their way from New York to California, from south to west, seeing the grandeur of America along the way. That freedom and mobility, however, was not equally available for everyone. In 1956, the year that federal funding made the interstate highway system possible, Jim Crow was still the law of the land, And in the South, racial segregation was enforced by law and had been since shortly after Reconstruction. In many parts of the North, the codes were enforced in practice. This reality made cross-country trips complicated and sometimes even dangerous for black travelers under the Jim Crow laws. Some African Americans will drive all night instead of trying to find lodging in an unfamiliar and possibly dangerous town. How far do you drive each day? This is the question I ask myself. How far do you drive each day? Where and under what condition can you and your family eat? Where can they use a restroom? Can you stop driving after a reasonable day behind the wheel? Or must you drive until you reach a city where relatives or friends will accommodate you and yours for the night? Will your children be denied a soft drink or an ice cream cone because they are not white? So in 1936, a man named Victor Hugo Green started a travel guide to make life on the road easier for black motorists. African Americans were buying cars in order to avoid the pervasive racism and segregation of public transportation. So for many reasons, some they were avoiding public transportation and some were just tourists. The guide listed state by state the restaurant, hotel, service station, and other businesses that will welcome African American travelers. Green called it the Negro Motorist Green Book or the Green Book. Green did not have the most obvious background for starting a travel guide. He was just mailman. Green was a mailman in New Jersey. So he kept hearing stories about discrimination on the road. Therefore, that's why he came up with that idea of the Green Book. Green, who died in 1960, did not live to see that day come. When the Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, mandated the end of segregation. Publication of the Green Book ceased in 1967. It was largely forgotten. Its true legacy underestimated. I want just to mention that he said there will be a day in the near future when this guide will not have to be published, and he was right. So the song story about is called My Victor Hugo. So I created the lyrics and John created the music. So my story is started with me and I totally erased it. It's about an African American woman who is traveling north on the road, and she's crossing different states in the South during the Jim Crow era. She forgot her road book, the Green Book. So she talks to the author, Victor Hugo Green, and she's telling herself each time, looking on her side to try to reach her book, if I can travel safely, if you are here in my mind, I feel more in control of my destiny. So this is the song. And it's in French. Il manque un temps à ma vie. Il me manque quoi? J'ai compris. Il me manque toi, mon Victor Hugo. Je suis partie loin d'ici. Je suis si seule, j'ai si peur. Partout tu me suis, mon Victor Hugo. tu vas les chercher. Où je dors, tu sauras bien trouver. Où ils se cachent, laisse-moi deviner. Dans leur cœur rien, non rien ne change. Je suis noire et ça dérange. Il manque un temps à ma vie. Il me manque quoi? J'ai compris. Il me manque toi, mon Victor Hugo. Je suis partie loin d'ici. Je suis si seule, j'ai si peur. Partout tu me suis, mon Victor Hugo. Où ils sont, tu vas les chercher. Où je dors, tu sauras bien trouver. Où ils se cachent, laisse-moi deviner. Laisse-moi deviner, oh oui mon ange, dans leur cœur rien ne change. Il manque un temps à ma vie. Il me manque quoi? J'ai compris. Il me manque toi, mon Victor Hugo, mon Victor Hugo, mon Victor Hugo, mon Victor Hugo, mon Victor Hugo. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna, from the civil rights, we're gonna come to the romance of France. So to go back a little bit about the song, she's saying that she's missing a time in her life. She left and she doesn't know what it is, and she's already on the road. And she said, "Well, what is missing? Oh, now I know. I miss you, my Victor Hugo." So Victor Hugo was very strong in romance, excellent writer, of course, in France. He wrote Les Misérables. So I was really amazed, and his birthday was yesterday. So it's a good timing. So she's saying that she left very far away from home. She's alone and she's scared, but she said, "But I know you follow me everywhere, my Victor Hugo." Where are they? She's mentioning the white people, where never mentioning the name, but she's asking, where are they? Can you find them for me? Where am I sleeping? You will find for me. Where they're hiding, thinking about the KKK at that time. And then she said, "Let me guess, even if you find them in their heart, nothing has changed. I am black, and it's disturbing for them." So this is my song. It was a song, not too a happy song, but I think it's something that needs to be said. So now I'm gonna sing a song. It's called L'Aigle Noir. It's a song about a woman who never mentioned in her lyrics. She never mentioned rape. She never mentioned incest. But she suggested that this is what has happened to her with her father. So the song is in French, and she just let the audience think that what has happened to her. she would like to go back to her childhood and completely erase what has happened. And so it's something that has happened at night, and she said, let me go back to the beginning. So here it goes. Un beau jour, ou peut-être une nuit, près d'un arbre je m'étais endormi, quand soudain, semblant crever le ciel. We started wrong, I'm sorry. We practiced one time yesterday, I just want to mention.
I would say just start singing.
Okay. Un beau jour, ou peut-être une nuit, ou peut-être une nuit, près d'un lac, je m'étais endormi, quand soudain, semblant crever le ciel, et venant de nulle part, surgit un aigle noir, lentement, les ailes déployées, lentement, je le vis tournoyer, près de moi, dans un bruissement d'ailes, comme tombé du ciel, l'oiseau vint se poser. Il avait les yeux couleur rubis et des plumes couleur de la nuit. À son front, brillant de mille feux, l'oiseau corps couronné portait un diamant bleu. De son bec, il a touché ma joue. Dans ma main, il a glissé son cou. C'est alors que je l'ai reconnu, surgissant du passé, il m'était revenu. Dit l'oiseau, oh dis emmène-moi, retournons au pays d'autrefois, comme avant, dans mes rêves d'enfant, pour cueillir en tremblant des étoiles, comme avant, sur un nuage blanc, comme avant, dans mes rêves d'enfant, comme avant, être faiseur de pluie, être faiseur de pluie, et faire des merveilles. L'aigle noir, dans un bruissement d'ailes, puis s'envole pour regagner le ciel. Thank you.
Should we go straight to listen once they finish up?
Yeah, we can. It's the next one. Okay. So this song is talking about the bird, a black eagle who is coming, and she talks about the eyes, piercing eyes, and he has the feathers and like a blue diamond. It's like a king, represent her dad. And so with his beak, he's touching her cheek. And then he put his on her hand, he put his neck. And it goes on. And then after she asked him, go back to my childhood, bring me back. I want to travel with you. I want to have my childhood dream. Okay, now it's a song about something romantic and I will say more funny. It's called Mon Amant de Saint-Jean. My parents met there. My dad was during World War II. He was in a resistance. So at that time, people were not allowed to dance, so they were having underground dancing. They were having bars underground. And so she met my dad over there. It was very dangerous to go, but it's the only way. They were giving signals and contacting each other to try to resist the Nazis. So she was dancing there, she met him. And the real story, she met an American first, but the American soldier got stolen by her girlfriend, so then she met my dad. All right, so you ready? Je ne sais pourquoi elle allait danser à Saint-Jean aux musettes, mais quand ce gars lui a pris un baiser, elle frissonnait, était chippée. Comment ne pas perdre la tête, serrée par des bras audacieux, car l'on croit toujours aux doux mots d'amour quand ils sont dits avec les yeux. Elle qui l'aimait tant, elle le trouvait le plus beau de Saint-Jean. Elle restait grisée, sans volonté, sous ses baisers. Sans plus réfléchir, elle lui donnait le meilleur de son être. Beau parleur, chaque fois qu'il mentait, elle le savait, mais elle l'aimait. Comment ne pas perdre la tête, serrée par des bras audacieux, car l'on croit toujours aux doux mots d'amour quand ils sont dits avec les yeux. Elle qui l'aimait tant, elle le trouvait le plus beau de Saint-Jean. Elle restait grisée, sans volonté, sous ses baisers. Thank you. So that song is talking about like when you meet somebody and you have just like a little fling, and she couldn't resist. He was trying to kiss her, and so she just was under the charm. So she fell in love with him. You want to do that one or not? We have a song that
we just kind of learned.
that we learn and we practice one time. So we're not sure. We can try. It's up to you. If you have tomatoes, maybe you can throw it at me. But and it's a pretty difficult song. And John learned it overnight.
Something like that. In the process of learning. The vocal, the tricky vocal, that's the thing about
Yeah.
this.
J'écris sur ce que j'endure, les petites morts sur les blessures. J'écris ma peur, mon manque d'amour. J'écris du cœur, mais c'est toujours sur ce que je n'ai pas pu dire, pas pu vivre, pas su retenir. J'écris envers et contre tout, c'est toujours l'enfer qui me pousse à jeter l'encre sur le papier, la faute sur ceux qui m'ont laissé écrire, c'est toujours reculer. l'instant où tout s'est écroulé. On n'écrit pas sur ce qu'on aime, sur ce qui ne pose pas problème. Voilà pourquoi je n'écris pas sur toi. Rassure-toi. Moi j'écris sur ce qui me blesse, la liste des forces qu'il me reste, mes kilomètres de vie manquée, de mal en prose, de vers brisés. J'écris comme on miaule sous la lune, dans la nuit je trempe ma plume. J'écris l'abcès, j'écris l'absent, j'écris la pluie par le beau temps. J'écris sur ce qui ne se dit pas, sur les murs j'écris, sur les toits. Écrire c'est toujours revenir à ceux qui nous ont fait partir. On n'écrit pas qu'on manque de rien, qu'on est heureux, que tout va bien. Voilà pourquoi je n'écris pas sur toi. Rassure-toi. We made it. So I have to explain about that song, Sur Toi. So it's about the breakup, and she has a lot of pain, and so she's a writer. She's writing about everybody, on everybody, and she's telling him, I don't write about you. So this is what the song is. And that's the end of my series of songs, from school to civil rights to romance. And thank you for your attention. Appreciate it.
Thank you all. Let's have one more hand for Agnes Courville. We're gonna jump right into the open mic, and guess who signed up for the open mic? John Romano. Let's have a big hand.
Okay, I've got one song. I heard it. It's a theme song to a folk music show on KRBS. And so I'll give it a shot here. It's called Light in the Window. It's a kind of inspirational song. I find it somewhat inspirational. It's by a singer by the name of singer-songwriter Carrie Newcomer. I'd never heard of her, but I wonder why not. Close enough. Okay. Looking out at the night beyond the driver's wheel, curving hips of snow in the winter field. There's a house set way back where the lamplight glows like a star in the cold, filled with people I'll never know, who left the light in the window. What would I change if the choice was mine? I was doing the best I knew at the time, and every door that was open and doors that closed, all the things that made me grow, set me off down another road to look for a light in the window. Now the old has already passed away, and the new is too new to be born today. So I'm throwing out seeds on the winter snow, as the cold wind begins to blow. Standing here on a new threshold, I see a light, I see a light in the window. And the world is made of stone, and the world is made of glass, and the world is made of light, and it's moving very fast. We move from mystery to mystery, so I won't lie. I don't know what happens when people die, but I hope to see you walking slow as the sunrise begins to blow. Drop my map with 1,000 folds. In the distance I see it glow. I see a light, I see a light in the window. And the world is made of stone, and the world is made of glass, and the world is made of light. Can we keep it burning bright? Can we keep it burning bright? Merci.
Thank you, John. We have one more signer for the open mic. Patrice Melnick will come up and read something, I presume. Patrice started this whole series of Festival of Words and open mics, and let's thank her right now. Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you. I prefer to be thanked with gifts of chocolate, just so you know. Oh, just kidding. Okay, I've written some. I did a reading at Vermilionville last week, and the theme was supposed to be about food waste. So I wrote some food poems to be ready for it. So here's a couple of food poems. This one's. So which one should I start with? I'm going to start with. This is called "How I Came to Understand Boudin." At 7 a.m. on a chilly Mardi Gras trail ride in Swallow, Louisiana, I sit in the open hay wagon with other horseless riders, shivering from the February cold, many wrapped in blankets that cover our costumes of gold, purple, and green. The long line of horses and pickup trucks winds through the frost-glazed countryside. As bitter breezes nip my neck, a round-faced, freckled woman pulls out a paper bag of boudin and passes the stuff around. And I take a piece, hold the link between my fingers. The ricey pork sausage warms my hand, is soft, fatty, satisfying with each bite. Tiny cayenne kick, texture on the tongue, warms lips and throat, becomes a blanket on the inside. As the line slows, everyone jumps out and a trio plays La Chanson de Mardi Gras, and we Zydeco dance, and the morning swirls with color, music, and warm boudin that holds winter reality at bay. Thank you. And this one is called British Tea. In the British TV programs, right after the frantic cat fight, after confrontation of the dark-cloaked stalker at the scene of the bloody murder, someone chimes, "Shall I make a nice pot of tea?" Because that makes everything better. Black tea with milk and sugar, scones with Devonshire cream, and lemon curd helps everyone just calm down and work out the marital spat, to realize why the priest ran off with someone's daughter, cures the cancer that once seemed terminal, helps Sherlock to figure out the motive for the rampage of murders, soothes the killer into confessing why he did it, hands gloved in black leather. It all works out over a steaming bergamot-scented liquid swirled with floral silver spoons in finely painted china cups on a damp, foggy British day. Just a spot of tea tames these drama-infused lives of ours. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming.
I got to wrap this up. Thank you all for coming. Next month, the last Wednesday of next month, we're going to have another music mic performance. We haven't committed anybody to that yet, which means nobody responded to my request. But we will definitely have somebody. It's the 27th of March.
It's gonna be good.
And it's going to be good no matter what. Okay, thank you.